Weezy out of here. Weezy.
Look at this way. We on real highway. It's a real weird way. Baby, look at this way.
Hey y'all, we're back again with another video. Today we have another reaction video, and it's to the top 10 point guards, or top 10 shooting guards. We did point guards last time in the NBA right now before the season starts from the off season. From what we just seen from the playoffs in the last season that just came through, we did point guards already. I'll put a card up here so you guys can see. And I'll put it at the end of the video too, so you guys can go back and see the point guards if you haven't. If anything, go right now and go check out the point guard video before you check out this one, so you know what to expect from this one. But anyways, let's go.
Entered rankings week over here, and it all got started yesterday. Here on the channel, we go through every position and we rank the top 10 players at each spot, along with identifying a few honorable mentions that just missed the cut. And we do this twice per year because as new information and data presents itself, it's always important to take into account and update accordingly.
Now, I'll tell y'all this before they start. He did not put James Harden in this because he put James Harden as a point guard, which is interesting, but yeah, let's keep going.
Update comes midway through the season, and the other update comes during the off season when the season is over, which is the one that we're doing now. Yesterday, we kicked things off with the point guards list, so if you missed that, make sure to go watch it after you watch this one.
Hey, shout out Hoop Reference,
today,
though.
We're moving on to
He
the
be
shooting
doing his
guard
thing,
position.
dog.
Before we start, though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Just missed the cut.
All right, what? He has Jordan Poole as a top. I don't know how deep the shooting guard position is, but Jordan Poole as a top 10 point guard is kind of wild.
Though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much
Jordan
appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's begin. Starting with the honorable mentions that just missed the cut, the players that fall into this category are Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole,
Jordan Poole was
Maxey,
wild,
and Tyler Hero.
but I didn't see that list.
Both Warriors shooting guards fall just shy of the top 10,
Both
Klay
shooting
came
guards
back from his injury this year and gradually started to regain his form while still working through some inconsistencies in the process. And throughout the entire
I could put Klay at 10.
Jordan Poole both filled in tremendously for him and provided a huge spark of offense off the team's bench. Tyrese Maxey was another huge breakout performer at the position last season, providing some much-needed efficient offense alongside Joel Embiid on the Sixers.
That's a crazy shot, Jordan.
Then Tyler Hero was the winner of the Sixth Man of the Year award this season and scored over 20 points per game in the regular season, but honestly had kind of a rough showing in the playoffs to balance it out a little bit. Starting at number 10 and working our way up to that
CJ at 10?
CJ McCollum of the New Orleans Pelicans. McCollum got traded there midway through last season, and his presence played a massive
CJ at 10 is wild. How did he drop off like that? CJ at 10? People legit tell me that CJ, or I've seen multiple people say like CJ is probably the most talented player to not be an all-star. Before that was Mike Conley, but I think CJ probably got it.
In the team progressing through to the playoffs.
At 10?
McCollum has always been a steady and reliable scoring threat that can create for himself at a borderline all-star rate, while also serving as a strong secondary ball handler. Last season, he averaged a career-high 24 points while shooting the ball incredibly efficiently inside and out, and he finally got to step out of the shadow of Damian Lillard to show what he could do in a more...
And he did help a lot with the Pelicans making the playoffs. He was a great addition, and with Zion coming back, I see Pelicans making top five seed.
Primary role. He was a
they're gonna be in the playoffs regardless, but I don't think they'll be in the play. I don't think the Pelicans are gonna be a playing team.
Next up at number 9, we have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, that's a
is
good
one
pick.
of the most talented and promising young guards in the NBA right now, but unfortunately, he's both struggled with injuries and been forced to deal with the inconsistency of the rebuilding Thunder team around him. He's put up about 24 points per game each of the last 2 seasons, and he shot really well 2 seasons ago, but he also dishes out about 6 assists and grabs 5 rebounds, so he produces well across the board, all while serving as a good, versatile defender as well. He's so smooth with the ball in his hands.
I would say Shea is definitely talented, and I think, I don't watch enough Shea to know, but I think he may be beyond like that, good player on a bad team. I think he really does have talent. And I think the additions he has from young players. I think the Thunder, they have so many picks, so it's just like they have a chance to find even more people or the right guy for them to build around. But Shea definitely is a good starting piece to help with
and he
that.
finishes well around the rim. And honestly, if he played for a better team that played in front of national audiences more often, he would definitely be someone that would get more love from the average NBA fan.
Lots more love.
Up next at number 8, we have Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards was the #1 pick in the draft a few years ago and is absolutely living up to the hype through 2 seasons.
Facts.
He helped the Timberwolves make their first playoff appearance in 4 years. He took huge strides as both a scorer and a facilitator, and his explosive athleticism is just so...
I put Anthony Edwards as a shooting guard as well. I saw some lists have him as a small forward, though, so that's the only thing that it's interesting.
Fun to watch on a nightly basis. He's a player that
I guess
because
of the lineup that the Wolves
to continue to climb up this list as his career progresses, and has the potential to be in the top 5 in no time if he continues on this trajectory.
Yeah, top 5 coming soon.
Next up at number 7, we have Zach Levine of the Chicago Bulls.
Thank you. Put respect on that man.
Was a player
I put him at 6, maybe 5.
As someone who could impact a winning team in the past, but this year
I gotta see who they have.
Helped the Bulls get over that hump to make the postseason.
Where's Donovan
and he was
Mitchell on this
absolutely
list?
a big factor.
Sheesh.
He's one of the best and most efficient volume scorers in the league at this position, at least in the regular season, but admittedly his showing in the playoffs left a lot to be desired.
Zach Levine has a good playoffs.
You would have liked to see him be more aggressive, as he didn't even attempt 20 or more shots.
Once Zach Levine has a good playoffs, top 5 easy. I think he's just so talented. In a single one of their playoff games, he needs
only
defense
got 13
too, though.
shots up back to back.
I think Zach Levine's too athletic to not have
games 2
some
and 3
decent
against
defense,
the Bucks. And while he wasn't at full strength at the time, it was still not very ideal. He's in a tier with a lot of players with similar skill sets, but that played a part in them finishing higher on the list. Next up in number 6, we have Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards. Beal just got rewarded with a massive payday this offseason, signing a Supermax contract extension with the team that he was drafted by. But he's also coming off of a fairly down year, filled with inefficient shooting and streaky scoring outputs. He doesn't really feel like a Supermax caliber guy, but giving him that contract was the only way that the Wizards were going to get him to stay, so I guess it is what it is. He's capable of being one of the best scorers in the NBA, but he also has to show it in a meaningful way that is conducive to winning basketball.
I tried to mold some of my game after Bradley Beal as well. I like his pull-up game. That's why I'd be looking
to actually prove it, and until he does that, he'll comfortably land in the middle of the pack on this list. He's sneaky athletic too. Up next at number 5, we have Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz. Mitchell has been the driving force of the Utah offense since his arrival as a rookie, and is a highly effective volume shooter that has typically shown up in big moments. This postseason, however, was a different.
Who was just before him? Bradley Beal before. I don't know. Yeah, I can say that. There's been more success on Donovan Mitchell's side. Yeah, there's been more success on Donovan.
Does that he'll offense since his making them at an acceptable, efficient rate, and after losing in the first round, the Jazz team around him seems to be imploding. Mitchell is now on the trade block, and I see a lot of people starting to be way too negative about his game when judging his value on the trade market, because he definitely is a premier scoring talent. He's just going to have to start giving more
feel like I'm missing someone. I'm forgetting someone.
As he ranked near the bottom of the league as a perimeter defender last season. Next up at number 4, we have
Jaylen Brown
of the Boston Celtics.
That's why I forgot Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown moved up a good bit. I don't know what he was last year. I might need to look back and see what his ranking was last year. But number 4 is good. That man performed in the playoffs. He did his thing in the playoffs. And if the Celtics were to win the playoffs, Jaylen Brown would have been Finals MVP.
Brown is coming off of a great season, capped off by his Celtics team making it all the way to the NBA Finals before ultimately being defeated by the Warriors. Still, though, he played a big part in the Celtics winning the Eastern Conference, as he, on quite a few occasions, stepped up with some dominating scoring performances.
I love how physical he is, too. Very physical, very crafty.
Defense as well, and provided balance and production across the board. He was arguably the Celtics' most consistent player in the playoffs, and
that.
he's established himself as one of the best players at the position for it. Up next at number 3, we have Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. Booker was a borderline MVP candidate this season, as he had...
That's facts. I think Devin Booker, some people, where they're trying to, the votes were split between Chris Paul and Devin Booker, which is interesting, but Devin Booker at 3, I think he would have been higher if the Suns did not go out the way they did. If Devin Booker performed well against the Mavericks, even if they lost, I think he would have had a better rating, or better ranking, but they folded. It was
easily his best season as a pro to date.
Let's go.
He averaged about 27 points.
But what's his best season?
Career high from 3, and he was the #1 option for the team with the best record in the NBA. His season did end on a sour note, though, as he shot the ball poorly in Game 7 against the Mavericks when they got eliminated in humiliating fashion, but that doesn't overshadow all of the good that he brought this year. Next up at number 2, we have Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. The top 2 guys at this position present the ideal archetype of two-way play that you want your star guard to provide. Paul George struggled a bit with injuries this year, but at his best was still one of the best two-way players in the league, and he'll get to show that again next season.
I forgot Paul George too. I be forgetting people who
he's a dynamic scorer with a silky smooth handle, and he's efficient.
I still consider him a small forward.
And finally, coming in at the #1 spot on this list, we have Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat.
I'm so sure Jimmy Butler was classified as a small forward last year. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jimmy was. Could I put him over PG? Yeah, I put him over PG because legit 2 years ago, people were saying this man Jimmy was like a top 10 player. So.
Once again showed this year that he's capable of elevating his play on the big stage as he took his production to another level once the playoffs began. Jimmy is the ultimate competitor that does whatever it takes to win games, and when you score 40 points or more 4 times in a playoff run like he did, you get rewarded for it. He was a shot away from leading his Heat team to the NBA Finals, but even though they came up short, he still reminded everyone how good he truly is.
Take that.
And with that being said, that's all I have for you today.
Anyways, y'all, big shout out to Hoop Reference. Thank you for the content. Thank you for the video. Thank you for the rankings, especially. The list was cool. The list was cool. I just forgot. Me personally, I think I just forgot a lot of people played a certain position, so that's why I didn't like. I was like, damn, they ranked that position. They ranked this level. I want to CJ higher, but then when I seen them start seeing the top of the list, I'm like, okay, you know what? That's a lot of talent right there. And those guys in the honorable mentions, I don't think any of them had anything on those guys that were in there. Klay Thompson, I think he needs another year to really get his legs under him. I don't even think next season Klay Thompson will be the Klay Thompson that we want. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole, I think he may, because his stock is really high right now. So it's just like, it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't remember who else was in the honorable mentions. Let me go see who else was there. Who else was in the honorable mentions? Let me see. I think it was Jordan, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, I don't see any of those guys moving up. I think it's going to be the same group unless Tyler Hero does some really good stuff. And yeah, one of the guys in the top 10, like CJ would probably have, I don't know, who was at 9? There's no way. I don't think any of those guys would move out. CJ, Shea, one of the Shea or CJ would have to have a down year, but I'm not seeing it happening. So anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, peace.